Hi guys, it's very early this morning, as you can see from bedhead. Uh, I'm doing what I think will be a really interesting video today. I think I'm gonna help lots of you out. It's gonna be a video that you're gonna want to share, and if it all goes to plan, which I believe it will, you guys, it's going to be a great video, and you're going to enjoy it, but also it's going to be informative. So you're going to learn something today from my video. Lots of people online don't know about this at the moment, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what you can do to help you out if you need help on this subject. I'm not going to tell you the subject yet. I'm going to wait till I'm at the garage. As you can see, it's still dark, it's still pitch black outside, it's very early, and my plan is to get to this place very early in the morning so that I can explain what's going on and maybe show you the process if they let you. So bear with me. Yeah, I've just got up, so I need to get my head straight. Hi guys, welcome back. So this is the interesting video today. This is my Suzuki Bandit P-Reg, so whatever that is, 98, 97. Mark 1, under fairly original condition, except for the exhaust. Okay, it's a Blue Flame Evo exhaust. That's the only kind of upgrade. I don't believe the bike was ever jetted for the exhaust, but you know, you can't tell, maybe it was. Anyway, today my video is going to be about helping you beat the ultra low emissions charge. So I've checked online, I've been on forums, I've been on YouTube, I've been on Facebook. People out there are just saying if your figures are higher than the 0.15 NOx values, then just, that's it, sell up. That's not true, guys. First of all, you can write to your manufacturer, Suzuki, Honda, Yamaha, whoever, and you can get a certificate of conformity which will tell you the exact measures. If you're under the 0.15 anyway, you only have to send that to Transport for London, who will then update their system for your bike alone, and you'll be free in the ultra low emission charge zone. So that's good. If your certificate comes back and it's higher than 0.15, there are things you can do. The amount of threads I've read over the last few days saying, no point, just scrap it, you know, my 2003 Bandit didn't pass, I just got rid of it. That's ridiculous. Because first of all, on a carbed bike, you can upjet and downjet, and you can change the emissions dramatically on your own. You can lean the bike right out just for the test, and then you can go back to normal. Secondly, a injected model can be changed on the computer. You can plug it in, you can change the fueling, you can lower the emissions. So all these kind of earlier bikes, I say earlier for my generation, being sold and scrapped and got rid of, that's ridiculous. There is one place in London that is linked to Transport for London. They are called Riverbank Motorcycles, and they will test your bike, and if your bike passes, they will automatically update their system. If your bike fails, they will tweak your bike to try and get it through. Something like 95% of bikes are passing. So I'm going to test it on probably the harshest bike here today. This bike should not pass. It's something like 0.18. Something like that. And that excludes looking at the exhaust and what's been done to the carbs, if it's been upjetted or anything. I don't know what's happening. So I'm going to go, they're going to throw it on their system, and they're going to check the emissions immediately. They're going to give me a figure, whether it's lower or higher, and then they're going to tweak the bike as much as they can within reason to try and bring it down to the 0.15. If they bring it down to the 0.15, then they give me a certificate and they send immediately off to Transport for London, and something like 24 hours later your bike will be added to the TfL update, and your bike will be free in the ultra low emissions charge. Now, why is this so important at this stage? It's not. You've got a year and a half left However, October 21, in fact, yes, a year and a half, October 21, the whole of London becomes an ultra low emissions charge. That means all of these bikes will be scrap. No one's going to buy them. No one wants a bike that's not allowed to come into London, even if they don't live in London. And the values are going to go down. Now, I can have a long chat about how annoyed I am with this charge, about Sadiq Khan, about, you know, everything. I'm not going to. I'm going to hold that in. I'm going to try and show you that for £170, you can drive to London and potentially solve this issue and keep your bike for another 10 years. So, interesting video. At worst, this bike fails, they can't tweak it through and I look like a knobhead. At best, this bike gets a certificate of conformity, they tell TfL for me, and the bike's ready to go. You have to take your logbook with you, so I have to dig that out of the garage now. But that's it, you book it in for free. It's actually free to book it in, no cancellation charges. You just decide not to go if you don't want to on the day. However, that's not helpful. You get to them, they do their work, ideally they pass it, ideally you pay them. Fairly straightforward. So I'm going to dig out my logbook, hopefully, and I'm going to do this run. It's about 20 minutes, and I'm going to let you guys know what's going on at the centre. Now, I don't know if they allow filming, I don't know what they're like, so I'm not sure if I'll get to show you any of it, but I'll talk you through the process anyway, and I'll let you know if it passes. Wish me luck. Alright guys, wish me luck. I'm off to do this ultra low emissions test. This is something I'm going to have to do more often. I need to build a rapport with these guys because we're here to save bikes, not to let them go to the scrappers because they're running a little bit, you know, dirty. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed, and I really hope that this is just a good experience. So guys, not too far now. I'm putting in some premium fuel here. Not high octane, Ulez and Uncle. Just premium fuel, and that will just help it run a tiny bit cleaner. Not that will make enough difference to ever notice. I've just noticed this, please pay first, so I better go tell them I only want to put 5 or 6 quid in. It's fairly full, but I'll sort that out now. So this is the place. It's called Riverbank Motorcycles. It's I've seen this place and used this place for years. I actually got my first moped from this place. My best friend's granddad passed away, and they gave me a Metro, and I drove it up to here. I loved this place because I'd seen it on magazines, and I said to them, "Oh, I really want a bike," and they yeah, they basically pulled out this dusty old Suzuki AP50, fired it up, gave me a helmet, and I drove it away, and I had that bike for a couple of years. So yeah, well they're just running my bike for its first run. It could just pass straight away. My advice at this stage is throw a high flow air filter in your bike, no matter what bike it is. High flow air filter, and run some clean fuel and maybe some fuel injector cleaner, and see how your first run goes. So you can hear my bike being tested. This is the first one. Let's see if it passes. So guys, on the first run on the emissions test, it was over double. It was over double. I don't know why. I don't know. I would say it's running very rich for it to be over double. So what the guys are doing is they're putting some shims in to lift the needles. Apparently that will lower it enough, and they're going to just lower the idle jets. So let's see. Now what I don't know is kind of if they charge for this or what they charge for this part, or if it's part of the 175 which I've already paid. So I'll let you know, but it could be that in half an hour's time I ride out of there with the ultra low emissions test certificate, and they automatically upload it to the Transport for London site for you, and I think it's 24 hours. I think you can use you can be in that site 24 hours later, but I'll double check that. So so that's where we are at the moment. So I'm just chilling out. I've gone for a walk and I'll head back there in half an hour. So I just talked to the guys here at Riverbank Motorcycles. They're very happy for me to share my experience. They're here to help you guys out. That they spoke very clearly about that. They're not here to take your 175 and say bye. They want to work on the bikes and get them passed. What I've seen so far is them doing things like swapping exhausts just for the run for people. So they'll do a run on your originals just in case, and then they'll let you borrow some exhausts with catalysts in them, and then I assume they'll swap them back. I think they're really trying to help people out here, and they're currently shimming my needles in the carbs and you know, adjusting the airflow mixture. So I'm assuming this is going to cost roughly $250 all in, maybe a little bit more, but then your bike's okay for the ultra low. So guys, we're back at my garage. So pros and cons to the process. It was a good few hours. I got there at 8:30 and it's now 12 and I'm back. So a fair amount of waiting around, but you know, you can go to a local cafe or something. They actually have a cafe there, so that's fine. The whole process in the end cost 350 quid. Now, I'm not really complaining about that. It passes the emissions test now. They do all the paperwork. I still think it's worth every penny. Plus, I think I paid a bit more. The diaphragms in the carbs were gone. They'd stretched too much. So I had to buy 4 new diaphragms, which were 40 quid. So you're probably looking at a £300 process if you own a Bandit or a Phaser or a Thundercat or anything like that. Also, they charge you for the second run on the dyno, which I'm unsure about. Personally, I thought they should just throw it on and do it kind of free if you've just got the work done there. But saying that, that's not really fair. The second run is roughly 75 quid, so they take 100 quid off that anyway, so they are being fair. So the cons could be, it'll be 300 quid roughly to get your bike through. You'll be hanging around for 3 or 4 hours, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Now, either lifted or lowered the needles. I'm not sure what they've done with the needles, if I'm being honest. And they may have leaned out the mixture within the using the air fuel screw mixture. They feels like the Thunder Race actually without the X-up valve. But that doesn't mean they did bad work. They've done the right work to get the bike through the emissions tests. Now, they're not dodgy. They don't want you to be undoing their work. That's the whole point. They want the bikes to be running clean. So they're honest people. I'm pleased. A long morning, a lot of money, but it gives me an idea of what I need to do with these bikes further down the line now, because I'm going to be getting more of these bikes because they're going to the crushers. If I don't save them, they're going to be scrapped. And I love Bandits and Phasers and all them kind of older carb model bikes. So yeah, so that's the interesting video for today. I got a little bit of work to do on the song tests. I just need to throw an alarm on. I've got a couple of people viewing that today, so that needs to be ready for sale. Just get it warmed up, throw an alarm on, and so I might film that. But honestly, it's just a quick alarm. It goes straight onto the battery. So that's it. There's your pros and cons. Nice place, nice staff, nice people, good mechanics. But the bike will feel a bit different. You probably do want to undo their work. At least once it's on their system as ultra low emissions tested, then you know, I want it back to how it was, tuned properly. So yeah, any comments or questions, you know, let me know. If this video helps you at all, I really hope it does. I really hope there's, you know, 1,000 of you out there who have these older bikes and think, do you know what, I'll pay the 300 quid to get it through because it's worth it. Because it is worth it, and you've got your bikes. These Bandits run forever, absolutely forever. But there you go. Yeah, please like and subscribe to videos because it costs me money, and If I get 1,000 subscribers at any point, I'll get a little bit of money back, but it will be pence. But the more popular the channel gets, the more likely I am to get a bit of money back. Not that I'm overly fussed about that. This is about saving bikes and helping people out. I think this bike is going for sale today. With the ultra low emissions charge certificate, it's going to be £1,100. I think that's extremely fair for such a great running bike.